Hey, Merle. Good morning. I'm putting my clips away. You know how I do. I always have clips everywhere. I like to try to attempt to clean up yesterday's project so that way I don't get confused with like string or fabric or trim or whatever I'm using. I think it's somewhat decent. Happy Sunday, everyone. I cannot believe it's the 7th. It is 19 days until my first convention, and I have still so much more to do. Um, at this particular convention, they allow you to have, if I'm not mistaken, 3 to 5 pieces of art that you could put into an art collection, and people can bid on them, and it's pretty cool. Like, it's different from to me, it's a little different from selling because you're not there explaining. I feel like when you are at your booth or wherever you're at, you're like doing your razzle dazzle. Like, you're like, this Gatorade bottle is blue and it has a unique curve to it, a feminine shape. Like, you're razzle dazzling them and trying to coax them into purchasing something that they may have showed some kind of interest in, and you're trying to intrigue them even more. When it is just an art show, it has like the artist's name, a small description, and what the starting bid is. And it's always interesting to me because I've came out where I'm like, holy heck, hey Eileen, holy heck, people really love my work. And then I have also come out like, oh my god, my work is only worth this, really? um so it's an interesting it's an interesting feeling to put stuff in art shows. Last year I put the his and hers. If you've been watching Captain's Log for a while, then you've seen the his and hers. I did his Han Solo and hers, um and hers Princess Leia bag, and that was in it, as well as my Beetlejuice 80% Betty Bowler. And it was really surprising to me because I thought the Han Solo and the Princess Leia would sell higher than I thought. But it was the Beetlejuice bag that like blew me out of the water, that made me want to do the art show, because it sold for $200 more than I thought it was going to sell. So, I haven't done any art pieces yet, and it's been driving me absolutely batshit crazy because these are your art pieces. Now, if you understand my process, I work better under pressure and stress than I do when I have a just like a lax thing to do. So now, 19 days, I want to put 3 bags. I finished 1 bag yesterday and I'm really, really excited for it. I'm actually contemplating if I'm going to put it in the art show or if I'm going to put it up to sell. It's another one of those bags that when you make it, there's always a bag that you make that you're like, I want to keep. I feel like the bags that you say to yourself that you want to keep, that bag is like a bad mama jamma, and people are going to stop and stare and sell because it's going to make a difference. It's going to, have that big payoff. So, um, my the art shows in Philadelphia. It's a Star Trek convention. I've been getting my Trekkie on. I haven't showed you the bags yet because the Star Trek collection that is going to be given for Thumbs and Thimbles is going to be happening in the first week of August, and I can't show you them yet. But tomorrow I did talk to Olivia from Alchemats, and she told me that I can show you guys one of the strikes earlier, and I'm going to strike up, do a strike for an early access so you can see what the fabric looks like, and also to make something for this convention. But yes, I still need 2 more bags that I need to put for this art show, and I do not even have the faintest idea of what they're going to be yet. I wanted them to all be unique prints. The thing that you've got to kind of know your audience, and that's what when I tell you guys, like, don't start jumping into, let's say you see that everyone is making Prince bags, right? Everyone's making Prince bags and they're selling like hotcakes, but you don't know any songs from Prince. You don't even know when he passed away. You still think he's alive. You can't name 5 songs on the top of your head for him. It's not being authentic. You're just making something to make a buck. People that have certain fandoms or certain hobbies or certain genres of stuff that they like are hardcore fans, and there's nothing more insulting to a fan when you don't know your stuff. And you can kind of tell, like, there's some people that make fabric and you're like, yeah, they don't even know. No, they don't know these two symbols don't go together in Star Wars. They're not understanding what this is. So it no, if know your brand. When you find your brand and you find your niche, you can like excel. And I think that's like a big thing with bag making, is that some people are trying to emulate other people's bags because they see that they're selling, and it doesn't work that way. Customers are coming to you because they wanted something handcrafted. They wanted something one of a kind, something that they can customize to the things that they want, and they like your particular style. If you or let's say like, hey, I'm making Star Wars, and someone's like, hey, can you make me a Grogu bag? And you're like, cool, and you make a Yoda bag. They're gonna be pissed because they're not the same thing. They're not the same person. They're not the same being. So just stay in your lane, but know your audience and know your fandom. If you are going to make something that's say from Star Wars, then really deep dive into the research. But you're going to be there for a while, you know what I mean? So let's get into what my first bag that I made this week. 4th of July, I didn't make anything. I'm still having like really weird ramifications from scarlet fever. Not only do I still have like the fog brain, but like this, since the third, every bone in my body aches. Like I have arthritis in it. Um, when I was reading, this can be some of the effects, temporary effects that scarlet fever has, because it is a virus and it does affect your immune system. I did see my psychiatrist and my neurologist, and they both agree that I need to get a primary, because they need to test me to make sure I don't have strep virus still inside of me, because it hurt. Like there was a point where it would, I believe on July 3rd and 4th, I didn't really make anything. So on the 5th, I made this bad boy. Let me scoot back. And you still can't see it. This is an everyday tote. On this everyday tote, I made a modification to the front panel where this is a zipper. This zipper can go through this zipper. And I think it's really cool because you can put your cell phone, like your primary stuff in here. You can use either zipper to access it, and it's just a pocket, but it's such a huge pocket that you can slip like a Kindle in here or a small tablet. And then this fabric in the front is glow in the dark, and in the back I did the sandworms, and that's glow in the dark. To give it a pop of color, because this is Beetlejuice, I used some purple and black rivets. We did similar modifications in my Patreon. If you would like to know more about that, comment down below and I can give you information. So I have a sandworm from Beetlejuice right here. I put on the side connector so this could be a nice crossbody. We have a recessed zipper. I decided not to do a center divider pocket because I really wanted to showcase this straight fabric. So we have a zipper pocket right here and 2 accordion style pockets there. So I'm in love with this bag. I think this bag is super cool. It's easy. I love this little bag in. It's very easy to come together. It is the everyday tote from Backstock with a few modifications. I like how the outside has like black stitching, but on the inside you get the lime green. There's certain things I did in the bag just to you know, one up it, and then yeah, if you want to subscribe to thanks. Thank you so much. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I really appreciate it. If you want to know more about Patreon, we put a link inside the description box at the end of this video, and you can click on that link and learn more about different settings. But the one that we did in Patreon still is my favorite bag, is that we made this the side pieces one piece, and there was a side zipper, so you were able to have access pockets to the side, and it just that winds up being one of my favorite pieces. um it is a very big bag, and I feel like it is very functional, especially if you're a person that carries a lot in your bag. Like, you're like, hey, I carry my iPad Air, I carry this and that. Like, I feel like that's a perfect bag. I think it's a great school bag. I think you can make it more masculine, where it could be a men's bag. The first original one I made, if you're a part of my Patreon, you remember it was um it was a Mandalorian, and that sold. A gentleman bought that at the convention. Like, that was one of the first bags that sold, and he was like, thank you, no one ever makes really cool fandom bags for men. And I was like, cool. I just thought it was, cool because it was Star Wars, but that's just me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Juanita. So, okay, if you are a Marvel fan, I have something that I'm really proud of. Every year, you guys see me make Captain America bags. You see me make that. Have I made it 85? No, there's no need. I wanted just to make it exactly the way it is. You should try it though. Um, but everything that I put into it for Patreon, for like the middle divider, the side pockets, all that stuff like that, it needs to be the original size to fit a computer. Um, so, all right. If you're a Marvel fan, then you know that I make a lot of Captain America, Captain Marvel bags. Even if you're not a Marvel fan, you know I make Wonder Woman bags. I I am like, I don't know how can I say it. I feel like I'm like the queen of applique and like constructing armor. And I don't mean that to sound cocky. Like, I don't mean to sound that is that is my bread and butter. Everyone always asks me what my top bags are, and they're always the bags that I make into a superhero or a super villain. Um, Captain Marvel Kree is one of like all-time favorites. So there's this episode on Disney Plus called What If? And in What If, it happens where Agent Peggy Carter, who is Captain America's wife in the future, have you watched all the things? And she was in the first Captain America, and then she was in the flashback when during Endgames. She had a series of her own for 2 seasons where she has no superhero power. She is pure badassery. Like, she is what I would aspire to be in the 50s and stuff like that, to be an double agent or things like that. Like, she's just so clever, beautiful, and just street smart, period. And I can see why Captain America fell in love with her, because she's not your average, like, wallflower. She's not your average daisy, like, oh, pick me, I fainted, I wilted. She's like, you're picking me because we're equals. There's an episode where instead of Captain America get the super soldier serum, she got it. She becomes Captain Carter. And I've been wanting to design a bag for Captain Carter, and I hope you guys like this as much as I do. This is going in my art show. Captain Carter. So let's look at some of the details. She has where her holsters are. She has this. She has the British, instead of having America flag, the American circle, hers is British. She has side armor to help protect her, and I also put some D rings right here, so that way you can wear this as a crossbody. In the back, you have Carter from 1921 UK, and when you open it up, oh, and the depending if you're shorter or taller, and the inside you have the ensemble of the Avengers. So this took me all day yesterday, like freakishly long time yesterday. Um, but we have Captain Carter. Got your bag feet, your pop of color. And I know that it was told that there couldn't be side connectors, but I found you could do them. So, Captain Carter it is. This is what's going to be the in the art show. I think normally I would sell this bag for like $545, but I want to see. I'm curious to see how much it'll sell at the art show. It took me all day. I mean, I was doing it. I started at like 9 and I didn't finish until like 7. Um, the straps have like special edge painting, so that way I didn't have to use hardware. It's blue. Etsy. If you take one of my classes, I'm going to try to incorporate edge painting in every single last one of my classes I teach in person, because I feel like it's important. And yeah, this is aged faux leather, which I wanted it to be rugged because I didn't want her suit to be shiny. I wanted it to be like, I believe Captain Carter, as soon as she gets her suit, that she wouldn't be like, look at me, take pictures of me. I don't think she would have did what Steve Rogers did. Now, if you're not familiar with Marvel, let me give you a quick rundown. They make him into a super soldier. He finds out who is the guy that killed the guy that made the super soldier, and but the guy like was like Hellheiser and took a cyanide pill and died, right? But he was basically the Uncle Sam posters for America. They had him do like songs and dances to win money for America, but they wouldn't put him on the front line. He wouldn't get on the front line until his best friend Bucky disappeared and he went to go look for him. If Bucky never disappeared, Captain America would have just been Miss America, a showpiece. Cap, Cap and Agent Carter has worked herself up the ranks, deals with men's BS, and she doesn't take anything. She's a fighter or whatever. I believe as soon as she had that suit on, she would have been in the front line fighting for America without any issue, or the UK without any issue. So I wanted to make sure that I stay true to her character, and I aged the faux leather just a little bit using different textures because she's Agent Carter. Yeah, anyway, I'm all about details. That's my favorite thing to do in a bag. I feel like details make the bag from looking homemade from to handcrafted. I believe in taking your time when you're on your pieces. I know a lot of people are like, Shova, you're so fast. I do. I'm not going to lie and say, no, I don't, and act bashful. I do. But when I am focused on an art piece, one stitch at a time, like you, one stitch at a time, and trying to make sure that everything stays exactly how I want it. But I am over the moon like with this bag, and I'm gonna take some pictures of it and post it real quick on here. I did some foam applique underneath here to give it a little bit more of a three-dimensional look. But what if Peggy Carter became Captain Carter? And I think honestly they need to run with that, because I'm tired of Marvel has a tendency of killing off all the powerful women. Um Wanda from WandaVision, Phoenix, Black Widow. When we're a strong character, they kill us off. And if you guys, just a little black history for Black Widow. is that in games when she sacrificed, if you didn't watch in games, I'm not spoiling anything. It's been like 5 years, okay? When she sacrifices herself for Hawkeye, that's not how it went down. In the comic books, Black Widow they needed someone to hold the gauntlet. It wasn't Tony Stark. The only person that was able to hold the gauntlet, to hold the glove, was Black Widow. So she had powers temporarily, and she died doing that to save the world. So, but I don't know if I could have dinner with Stanley. You know how that like one person you can have dinner with in death, or if you had five people that you can have dinner with, Stanley definitely would be one of them because I would like to know why he believed in us as a women so much to make us strong, the strongest characters. We're stronger than any men, but we always die. So, um, and like people like Logan just keep coming back or Deadpool keeps coming back. So I would seriously like to ask him that question. Oh, thank you. What animal is known as a water cow? Would it be a seal? Or would it be that beluga thing? The thing that can't hear but does brain waves? What is that, a sperm whale? There's that one that can't hear or see, but they can do like brain, they have like a big bubble on their head and they have like brain waves, and Aquaman uses them a lot because they can't hear or see, but they're really quiet in the water. So, okay, I have I have no idea. I have no idea, but I was actually thinking about doing something from Airbender. I wanted to do Appa. I have this really pretty Appa fabric, and I wanted to turn it into a messenger bag, so that might be happening today, or Powerpuff. I haven't really decided. So, yeah, this is it. This is the bad boy that I was working on yesterday. So, Captain Carter. I'm really proud of her. She came out really good, and I don't know. I'm really proud of her. So, I'm going to be going to grab the Joseph pattern from Shambella off the printer, and I think that's what I'm going to be sewing today. I think I might going to be making it into a powder puff girl. I wanted something that was a quick sew because today's hair day. If you have not been on the channel long, Sunday is when me and my daughter try to do what we call our hair. So deep conditioning, detangling, all that fun jazz, and we go from there. And just relax and getting ready for the work week of dropping everybody off, picking everybody up, and trying to get things done for the show. And I still need to figure out bag number 2 and 3 for the art show. Yeah, but tomorrow I plan on sewing live, giving you a little tidbit, a little bit of a sneak peek of either hardware or fabric that is going to be used in the Alchemix next collection. They have some really cool things, from flying keys to the next Airbender to Star Wars, a little bit of everything. So I can't wait to show you guys everything. I will talk to you guys all later. I hope everyone has a really good day. If you're able to sew, that's awesome. If not, you have tomorrow. I will talk to you later. Bye.